The children will grow. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Set to get our first glance at Philadelphia's offense, led by Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz and the Eagles, they had an interesting week, too, losing to Atlanta, although the Falcons almost blew that and gave it back to the Eagles. But Wentz in that game, Charles, 231 yards and a touchdown. And he had to leave the game for a little bit, didn't he?
He certainly did. Took a big shot against the Falcons. Left for a while, as you said. Josh McCown had to come in, who they just signed near the end of training camp. But Carson Wentz came back and finished the game, which was great news for Eagles fans and great news for himself. I had him in the season opener and said, what is your #1 goal for the year? And he said, playing 16 games. I have to get through these games for my team. He's off to a good start, although I'm sure he's pretty sore this week.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Wentz. For the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
First down, Philadelphia.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, they run with Howard. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 11 more on that one, and another first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On first, they go right back to Howard. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 yards there, just like last play. A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? Five or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting the tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Here we go. 280! We got it. 82!
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
So the penalty erases their earlier loss. Now it's 2nd and 8. Wentz off the fake handoff to Howard. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack. Back at the 47-yard line. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
Enough takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Hey, kill. Hey, forward, kill. Switch up.
Working from the gun. Wentz. And that is incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On fourth down, out is the punter, Cameron Johnston, to boot it away. Deep for the Chargers, Desmond King. So here come the Chargers with a long field ahead of them. They'll be led out by the veteran quarterback out of NC State. It's Phillip Rivers.
I'm actually old enough to remember him hitting the league, and so many people are talking about his throwing motion at the time. A little bit unorthodox. No one talks about it anymore except in admiration. The ball gets to the target really well, and usually with big production.
So Rivers will lead the Chargers up 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Rivers rolling to his right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. And the offensive starters here for Los Angeles.
If you're going to talk about great players with the Chargers, you have to include their center, Mike Pouncey, a 4-time Pro Bowler. He and his brother Marquise with the Pittsburgh Steelers, they were the Pro Bowl centers for the AFC in 2018.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10.
Kill. Cluster. Hey, Delta. Hey, Foxtrot.
To throw again. Rivers finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. He's the guy, Mike Williams, that the Chargers took 7th overall a couple of years ago. Battled injuries as a rookie, but in full health last year, he caught 43 passes with a knack of really finding the end zone. 10 of those 43 catches went for touchdowns. Man open left side, it's Williams.
Eligible receiver downfield. Offense.
As a lineman, they are trained. You've got to stay close to home. If you're more than a yard downfield, they're going to toss that flag, and they did there.
Okay. Black 11. Check.
To throw is Rivers. And this one complete to Virgil Green. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Chargers passing game rolling a bit here. They've got another first.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that. Yeah. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Zach Brown making his presence felt in the backfield.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now Rivers. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Ronald Darby that time, the one who got a hand in and knocked it free. And the defense now for the Eagles.
Malcolm Jenkins entered the NFL as a cornerback and has transitioned to safety, but still retains his good coverage skills.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
Wait, 89.
From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And that will be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? That definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
Here comes Philadelphia again on the offensive side. A 1-1 team right now. We mentioned earlier when we were discussing Carson Wentz that their game against Atlanta in Week 2 was very physical. And they were dinged up after that one. So now at 1-1, and yes, it's early, but looking up at Dallas 2-0 in the division.
And Philadelphia and Atlanta has turned into a recent rivalry game, hasn't it? Playoffs, regular season, and you mentioned how physical it was. How about all the injuries piling up for the Eagles? Corey Clement, the running back, Dallas Goedert, tight end, Tim Jernigan, defensive tackle, and two receivers, Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson. And they have Detroit coming to town, and Detroit's playing well on defense. So the challenge is ahead of the Eagles right now, as you said, trying to chase down the Cowboys here in the early going.
Get done. 180. Hey, empty. Empty.
Running with Howard. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A second down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
The stop for no gain brings up 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Man, 5-7.
Rolling now is Wentz. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10. Wentz. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Los Angeles taking the field again here on offense. These Chargers, they were part of a Week 2 surprise going to Detroit, a game that many people thought the Chargers would win, maybe handle the Lions, but instead it was Detroit with a 13-10 victory. So now the Chargers sitting at 1-1.
And Philip Rivers had normal numbers, 21 of 36, 293 yards. The problem, though, no touchdown passes. Did throw 1 interception. And also, there's no real movement on the Melvin Gordon front. There's talented running back still holding out. But you like the combo. You have to like the combo of Austin Eckler and Justin Jackson. They were solid again, 197 yards of total offense between the two. Here's the key. 3 of the next 4 games are at home, starting with Houston on Sunday. The Chargers need to get on a run.
A gain there of 21 yards.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Back. Keep it skinny. Small. Start.
A first down throw here for Rivers. Wide open, it's Allen, complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And they've got it in the red zone now, down at about the 19. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
Run 80. Run 80. Hey, Delta. It's a party now. Run 80. Watch the safety creep. Hey, Haywood. 53. Mike. 80 hot.
Working out of the gun, Rivers. He's got his man. It's Williams. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry, ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I don't know about you, Brandon, but I often think to myself, in these situations, I want a back who can create his own space, who can break tackles, and in a sense, become his own blocker. We don't have that guy in the game right now.
And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. They were able to stop him at the line on 1st down, but this time he punches his way through.
And sometimes just because you're stopped on the first run, it doesn't mean the play call was bad or incorrect. You might just need better execution and just a tad more determination. And they got it done on the 2nd try.
So that drive goes 8 plays, and it ends with a 3-yard scoring run. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. To throw, it's Wentz. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. While we have a second, wanted to check in on how the first-year head coaches are doing, because week 1 was not very kind to them. They went 1-6-1. Matt LaFleur was the only winner. But week 2, not a ton better, Charles. They were 3-5.
And really not a surprise. And remember, Freddie Kitchens and Adam Gase squared off on Monday night with Freddie Kitchens and the Browns getting the victory. But Bruce Arians, Matt LaFleur, they won this week as well. But again, not a major surprise, because typically, if you're a new head coach, you took over a bad team. So you're just trying to build and get better. But Matt LaFleur right now, the clear winner, 2-0 in the early going.
Give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Wentz going to throw. And that is incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. And he puts a little something extra into this one, by far his best of the night. Here's King. Call that one an even 60 yards, 6-0. And the Chargers will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads. They don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
A throw left side to start out. That's complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Fans, a reminder, I have a note card here that says ad-lib halftime preview. So I guess let's do just that as we'll hand things over to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando when this one reaches halftime. Did I do okay?
You did great. Not a bad job. Writing down your ad.
If you print it, I'm going to read it. I'm Brendan Gaudin.
Good route. Good pickup for 1st down yardage. And that is a tough one to cover. The angle route, because a running back getting out of the backfield, if you're trying to cover that, especially if you're in the linebacker spot, and you're seeing this play develop, he heads out towards the flat first, and that often gets you to overcommit running in that direction. Then he cuts back up inside you into the middle of the field. That's what we just saw there for a nice pickup.
Rivers incomplete on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Rivers. On the right side, caught by Green. And he's got this down to the 35. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 35.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rivers to throw it. Buying time to his left. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down.
Hey, Echo. Wait, 80 high.
From the gun, Rivers. And that will be incomplete. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the 1st half. So on 4th down, on comes the Charger kicker, Michael Badgley. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. So far, they've had 3 drives, 3 punts. Not good.
Not good indeed, because you've got to have something to show for being out on the field. Now, sometimes, if you have a game where neither side has scored, 3 punts isn't a bad thing. But when you're trying to set the pace, get up on top in a game, you got to show better offense and find a way to put some points on the board.
This one complete to Sproles. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
So the face mask puts them in even better shape than they were in, as they'll have a short field here on 1st and 10. Now Wins. Leaping, and he makes the grab. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wins. Jumper with a catch left side. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Elliott puts this one through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So, yes, they'll still be down going into intermission, but the deficit is now made even smaller, very manageable.
Yeah, and if nothing haywire happens here in his last couple of precious seconds, they will go into the locker room with a nice bounce in their step, having gotten a little bit closer on the scoreboard.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
It's our time. It's our time.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
Adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Up to make the stop, the Pro Bowl safety, Malcolm Jenkins.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
And nowhere to get away. Rivers is dropped. Give the sack to Fletcher Cox.
That's exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. On is the Chargers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back into this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
So statistically, both of these offenses have a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. Now Wentz. Looking deep downfield. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Last play, they didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Now they gain almost 40 yards here.
It's your first drive of the second half. You're down on the scoreboard. Maybe you just say to yourself, let's take a shot, see if we can shake them up. And, boy, they hit that one.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run it with Sproles. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Wentz now to throw. Over the middle, complete to Arcega-Whiteside. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Eagles.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run on first down. Howard. Well, they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and there's creases like they were able to exploit right there.
74. Bravo.
On second and a couple. Wentz. Hurts has it left side. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there and a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On first down, it's Howard. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
This is taken in by Jeffrey. He's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. 10 yards on the touchdown pass as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
Elliott good with a PAT, and we are even at 10 apiece. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. And the Chargers coming out on the field now. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency. Move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. They had to run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Operating from the gun. Rivers, and caught. Right side, Green. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 5.
And it should be the final play before the quarter ends. Back now at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all. And now they're looking at 3rd down here.
Go! Check! 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 Shit! 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 He's checking! He's checking! He's checking! Crash! Crash!
From the gun, Rivers. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. The last possession, these guys were able to tie the game with a touchdown, and now they'll have a chance to move out in front.
Yeah, let's give a big assist to the defense who got the ball back. The special teams went out there, handled things. They've got it. They've got momentum. I know they're eager to get out there and put it on display.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 18. To throw is Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Now left side, a completion to his tight end. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to 3rd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Working from the gun, Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Credit the sack to Joey Bosa. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his legs.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
390. Check 4, check 4. White, 8 hot. 3 hot.
It's Eckler again. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
But they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
52. Come on, baby, come on, let's go. Get on.
Running on first down, Eckler. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. What a great surprise Austin Eckler has turned out to be. That's the kid that was undrafted out of Western State, signed with the Chargers in 2017, and last season, 554 yards at 5.2 yards per carry, and then he was also effective catching the football. 39 receptions, over 400 yards there. A great compliment to Melvin Gordon. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, last drive they went 3 and out.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
52. Hey, exit. New Mike 52, Mike 52.
Movement there on the offensive line, a little quick, and a 5-yard penalty.
False start, offense.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Check 31, check 31. White. Hey, 79, 79.
Rivers hands off to Eckler. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. The intended receiver there, Allen. And they thought they were going to break the tie. The defense had other plans. They were already in field goal range. But boom, an interception.
I don't know if this was a case of being a little bit too greedy with the opportunity to put points on the board, but give credit to the guys on the defensive side. Hung in there, battled, and made a key play.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll begin the drive with Howard. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On 2nd and 9, Wentz hurts over the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
You draw closer. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Sunday. Hey, Ford Tokyo.
Back to throw. Wentz. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Yeah, baby.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Watch the screen.
Now Wentz. Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. On the give, wide right is Howard. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Go. 280. Mike 58, right there. I got him. Black. 80 weapons.
They go with Howard again. And good pursuit yet again by the Chargers as they stuff him behind the line. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this 4th quarter. So 1st and 2nd down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
Let's go, D. Hey, high 7.
Wentz to throw. And Jeffrey's got it. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
Now here's a timeout, as they will indeed call it with 5 seconds to go and a chance with a field goal to win the game. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. Right now, everything resting on the right foot of Jake Elliott. He's hit on his one earlier attempt tonight, but this a little more pressure-packed for the win. And this is off the left upright, and it caroms in. Not the most convincing kick you'll see, but he got it to go. And it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. So he's able to come through in a hostile environment, and you'd have to imagine that's the game winner.
Yeah, how about that? In the way that this game's gone, you think they really wanted to get to overtime and take their chances there? They wanted to get this thing done. When you're the visitor, you don't want to play into overtime. You want to knock it down, get it done, and go home.
Well, it looked like the Eagles got this back. Yes, Philadelphia football. Well, they just scored, they got the lead, and they decided to keep their foot on the accelerator, so to speak.
Scouting, scouting, scouting. They had to have seen something in their preparation for this game that told them in this situation, if they get the look they like, let's go ahead and go for it anyway. They like being bold.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed.